Greetings, comrades, and welcome to a little Cities Skyline 2 project I have cooked up for you guys. So originally I wasn't going to do any videos for this game. In fact, I wasn't going to buy this game at all, given the controversy around its launch and its performance issues. But I ended up getting a coupon for 20% off, so I thought, F it, you know what, not going to get a better deal than that for a while, so I picked it up. And I do admit that I am very thankful that I have been one of the people who has so far encountered not that many performance issues. I had a crash when I initially started the game, and I'm like, oh Jesus, here we go, it's starting. But ever since then, thankfully, things have been running fairly smoothly. And then while playing around with this game, I came up with an idea for a great project. And what we're going to do today, obviously, you probably have seen the title for this video, and that is we are going to create a communist utopia within Cities Skylines 2, or is at least as close as the game will let us given its tools and options. And with that, let us jump into our playthrough, and I will show you exactly what I have in store. But before we begin, we're going to obviously choose the map that we want. Of all the maps that I played through here, you can see I did not splurge and get the Ultimate Edition, and I don't have the special maps or what have you. But I think for our little project here, we're going to go with the Twin Mountain maps. Really good map, easy to build on, beautiful. I love the idea of kind of like the bisected river right on the coast, so we are going to go with this one. So let's jump into it here. We're going to keep everything mostly the same here. City's name is going to be Comrade Grad. And then I think everything else we'll just leave as is. So here we have it, our beautiful canvas for which we can paint our city onto. And I'm going to take some time here to start building out our city grids and initial layout and whatnot. There's not going to be anything too fantastic or interesting about that. So I've been watching a few videos from some other creators on City Skylines, trying to get some good tips and information. And one of the most well-known content creators out there for City Skyline content, a city planner plays, gave me a great idea, and I don't know why the hell I never thought of this in all of my days playing city builder games. I guess it's because I'm not a city planner myself, which is coming up with uniform grid sizes for your city. I'm like, you freaking idiot. Why the hell have you never ever thought of this? So that's what I'm going to try and do for our city right now. So what we have here is just a very basic outline for kind of our large section where the main downtown and main city is going to go. Now I'm going to start filling in some of our grids. And for our grid size, I've decided to go with my home city of Edmonton, Alberta, which is 170 meters by 100 meters. It doesn't give me enough to get to 100 meters, I guess. Well, I guess we'll do 104 meters by 176. There we go, something like that. Although I think this is a little bit uneven, so start making some grids and start filling in some grids here. And then we'll actually start moving into the meat and potatoes of what I want to do. Alright, so we've got a pretty nice Edmonton-sized grid laid out here. Got some bigger lots towards kind of the edges of the map here in case I want to do something different over time. But that'll be our starting setup. Now, we're going to need to put down some of our basic services. So I'm going to obviously do that, even though we don't have anybody living here. We're now a tiny village. Good for us. So obviously, first things first, we're going to need a landfill, you know, to take the garbage out. All right, I'm gonna bulk this up big time here. Just need a nice big landfill, you know. I hate fucking around with landfills. It's one of my least favorite things to do in this game, and garbage management. So I like to set it off pretty big. All right, hopefully that will be enough. So with that, of course, we're going to need other basic services such as water and power. So, whoops, that's not what we need right now. we will do water over here. Obviously, we're going to pump water from the river. And then we're going to dump our poop right down here. Yummy, yummy. Okay. Perfect. And for our power right now, we are just going to import power. I am not ready to begin to bring in windmills, and that's because our wind speed here is too low. We're going to need to go up here a little bit more, unless... No. Yeah. That sucks. So we're going to need... I don't want to bring in coal. I don't like to use the fossil fuels unless I absolutely have to. So I'm going to wait till we get either a geothermal or start building some dams along this river to build up power. But until that time, we're going to go with importing power. Okay, so that should be most of our basic services for now. And then let us deal with healthcare. One right. I don't have a cemetery too. That's why I got one of these bigger lots here for something like that. Oh shit. That's one thing I forgot about. That's one thing about this game, is just how awful sometimes the terrain can be, and building around the terrain. Let's try a little bit. This place looks a little bit flatter. There we go. Okay, we'll deal with that a little bit later. That's not a priority right now. So we got our basic services set up. Okay, and with that, I think we are ready to start bringing in our first people. And then we can actually show you what is the real plan for this run. And when it comes to my commercial, so what I like to do is I like to zone in a few little squares here and there within my residential buildings. What I used to do, I guess, is, this is probably very inefficient, is I would just like build one block is all residential, one block is all commercial. And now I think it's a little bit more convenient to have small bits of residential interspliced in with your, or excuse me, small bits of commercial interspliced with your residential. And now we have unlocked, thankfully we did unlock that. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to pick up these two tiles. And then we're going to expand a little bit more. We're going to just expand across the street here. And the reason being, this is going to be our industrial section. And for my industrial district, I really don't care as much about the grid lines. I almost never make... my industrial districts always look terrible because I just feel like, and this is probably wrong of me, that even grids are just not as important. And I'm sure you guys are like me anyway, where it's like, I just spent like a good, 20 minutes laying out this fancy grid here, and now I'm feeling lazy. Like, fuck it. And as you can see, our wind here is blowing across the river, so all of our pollution will be taken over to this side. This side is probably not going to see as much development in terms of residential as the other bank. But with that being said, let us start dumping in our industrial. And I always like to try as much as possible to have my medium residential buildings facing towards a double-lane street. Let things build out for a second. And then I think I need to get to my next milestone before I can actually show you what we're going to do that's going to make this run very unique. Man, this is a groovy tune, eh? Now, 7 people living in here now. Well, now we actually have people coming in to move in. We got 300 people almost living in here. There we go. Okay, now I think I can finally get into... It's going to make our run so unique. Perfect. Okay. Now we've finally opened the taxation tab. And let me show you guys what is specifically going to make this run unique and how we're going to try and make it quote unquote as communist as possible. So taxation. What we're going to do obviously is rank up our taxation to the maximum on all our businesses. And then when it comes to our residential, we're going to have no taxes. And eventually, as we become more profitable and become a better a better functioning city, we will start to even subsidize residential. So we'll be actually paying people to come and live in our town, or at least subsidizing their rent and other living costs. But to do that, we are going to need to build ourselves up a little bit more. And specifically, the one thing that's going to make all of this work is going to be our specialized industries. And once we get to that, then we can really start to show you how our town is really going to explode out of control. And you might think that it's actually, and of course, we're going to, as we go through, can I do this now? If I can, I will do it right now. No, I think I gotta wait till I get the services tab open. But of course, we're going to make this so there's no electricity fees, no water fees. Public transportation is completely free. Taxis, if at least it's set to minimum 0. I think they still charge. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, I can't make it so healthcare and education is free. People still will pay for that no matter what. There's no way I can get rid of those fees. So they're stuck with that, I guess, but everything else is going to be completely subsidized by us as the city. But for now, okay, good. We have our next tier open. Of course, we're going to start to get our schools up and running. Where it's going to be a good place for our elementary school. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Fortunately, that's one of the things I really love about this game, is being able to replace your buildings with absolutely no penalty at all. It's awesome. A little bit too small here. Okay, there we go. And I always like to put a playground just because it helps give them a little bit of outdoors activity. I know it's a little bit far away from them, but they'll get there. I think it gives them coverage, right? Yes, it's considered to give them coverage. And now we, of course, will do a high school. Good, perfect. High school needs a football field. Oh, shit. Okay, let us just get rid of this here. Just kind of build a little alley along the side here to kind of, you know, bring it up, tie it all together a little bit. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, there we go. So that will be good for now. Now, let's throw down one of our new buildings here. He'll live down over here. It's like all our row houses filled out here. We don't get that till large village, okay. So, we will be back once we unlock a couple more milestones and I can show you more of what I have in store. So now that we've unlocked large village, I can now begin to adjust for what I would like. Obviously, this isn't going to do much for us anyway. We're not getting very much money from our water or our sewage. But as you can see, we cannot adjust our fees for our healthcare, garbage, or education, fire rescue, or police administration. So we will obviously cut all of our services down to the bone, make them as affordable and as cheap as for people as we possibly can. And then from there, I'm going to start adding in a couple more public services. Of course, we're going to need some fire. Now, nobody wants to have their house burned down. And nobody wants to have their house broken into either. Beauty. Anyway, so we now are going to start expanding into some of our more specialized and industrial resources. So I'm going to plop down a farm here. One thing I've very much so noticed that's extremely annoying about this farm is that if I hover over any of these trees, the farm will not build. It won't destroy the trees automatically and build. So you have to make sure that you can see the outline of your farm before you actually put it down, or you're gonna have a bad time. First farm is up and running. Okay, and let's see if we can plop down some stone as well. Okay, we do have a stone quarry here. I wonder if maybe I should move the high school actually and just make this a stone area. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do. We're just a touch. I just want to have it. Okay, perfect. Okay, and now we're just gonna get rid of this corner here. That's about as big as we can get it. All right, kablamo. There's our stone mine, and then we'll build something in the next section over when we get the opportunity. Now we can continue to develop our little Communist Utopia and see how things will shape out. So the reason why, and I'll tell you right now, you want to emphasize getting those specialized industries out is this reason here. Oh, I guess we can't even we can't see it, but when it comes to actual production and what your buildings produce, you're going to get a whole lot more tax revenue from your businesses if they're using goods that you are producing in your own city rather than importing them. You're going to get a way bigger return on investment, and it's going to actually fuel all of your various projects. And let's build a few commercial sections right near the high school and elementary school. These high school kids got to get their energy drinks somewhere. Let's keep building our block houses along the main street here. Built some block houses next to the graveyard, because who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to live next to a graveyard? Apparently it actually does increase the price of your house. That's not a place I really want to live, but to each their own. And if you're wondering why I'm destroying these buildings and moving these people out of their homes, it's because I don't like the way they look. I think their homes look ugly, and I want them to build better ones. With the variety of farming tools, even over here. This thing looks like something from Command and Conquer. Okay. Oh, that reminds me, now that we actually can spend some money, let us get our emergency station, geothermal, and hydro power plant. Okay, so I'm guessing where we have the faster purple lines is where the dam will be the fastest. Well, that's not very helpful. I guess we'll have to wait till we get to the next milestone to really upgrade our power. But as you can see, despite the massive taxes, there's absolutely no slowing down in demand for either for either commercial or industrial buildings. Alright, so I'm gonna wait till I get to the next milestone, get a little bit extra dough, and then I'll be right back. Alright, comrades, so we are back now. We have gotten to the next stage of our city's transformation, and as you can already see, despite the fact we are heavily taxing our businesses and absolutely not taxing our citizens and residential areas at all, you can see that already we are making a substantial amount of money. And this is because, again, we have made it so we're not having a real deficit in any of our industrial areas. And if we are, as I can see, we need some wood. I'm gonna definitely build up a wood farm, a logging camp, and a wheat farm, and they're gonna go in over here, and that should also even further our tax revenue. So as you can see, when we'll go to our taxation, we are getting just ridiculous amounts of money from our businesses. So once we get our power in check and put that in, and we can stop importing power, I think then will be the time that we can actually go to a negative tax rate on our on our residential sector. But also, as you can see, oh, that reminds me, while I was in that taxation, I just realized I just unlocked offices, so bump that up all the way to the maximum before we even think about doing anything else. Excuse me, I'm just upgrading them to medium density households, and that's just to deal with this demand here. And as I said before, any type of medium density household, I like to put it along the main road here, one of these double-sided roads. Dog parks, love those dog parks. I know I'm just building over people's houses. But they don't care. Well, they probably do, but I mean, what are they gonna do? They desperately want to live here anyway, so it's not like they have much of a choice but to do whatever I tell them to. Oh, it's like nothing. That's pathetic. Fuck, we're gonna have to go with a geothermal plant then. Oh, look at that. Right behind our garbage dump. We'll put a geothermal plant there. I hope that the pollution from the garbage dump won't affect the power generated. I mean, I do not have the garbage dump on the actual geothermal power plant, so hopefully that will work in our benefit. Okay, let's hook that up. And then hopefully we will actually have a wonderful and lovely source of power that we can use. Nice. It's making a lot of energy. Now, hopefully... Okay, good. We're still making money, even though we had to dip into our substantial savings a little bit. And with that, we are now going to enter the negative tax zone. Kablamo. So now we are starting to subsidize any and all people living in the city. Oh, another thing I want to do here is, unfortunately, like, look at these silly, they are silly. These city policies, everybody, they are junk, total junk. I've got nothing here. I've got I got taxi minimum fare. We're just going to set that to 0 is what we're going to set that to. Pre-release prisoners, advanced pollution management, city promotion, high-speed highways. These are all terrible. These are all junk. None of them do anything. Okay, let's keep building up our wonderful commercial sector. Because the demand for more and more commercial building is quite high. Don't worry, it will come. It will come. Ooh, that reminds me. Now we need to actually build internet for the people, or they will be sad. I guess we'll build one right out here by the farm. Another one here by the industrial sector. And unfortunately, we are going to have to put one actually inside the town. We'll have to put another one over here. And that should cover us for internet. See if there's anything that people want. Unreliable internet service. Yeah, that's their only complaint. So that should deal with itself relatively shortly. Oh, sick. Nice. I just realized we got the EU mixed housing, the commercial and apartment housing mixed together, which is going to be great. We start moving into that very, very shortly. Honestly, we're doing incredibly well right now. I genuinely couldn't be happier, I think, with how this setup is going right now. I can see very little to complain about. We have our geothermal power plant pumping out tons of electricity. Our garbage is well in hand. Our industrial section is nicely divided from the rest of the city, and people are desperate, and I mean absolutely desperate to move here. So I think with that, I think I pretty much, for now, I've showed you the basics of why this setup is so effective and what it could do. So let me show you over time how things will improve. So we're back, comrades, just after we've hit the big town milestone, and you can see things are going very well here for us. We've done some heavy expansion. Also, as you can see, I've done some districting, nothing really fancy here. We have Main Street, which is our main area. The Old Town, which was the first area we expanded to. Then New Town, which is our, secondary expansion. And then lastly, the River Coast, which is, the fancy high-class area. And then lastly, this is all new for you guys, that this will be the next wave of expansions, which is Uptown here. So beyond that, we've also started to expand our industrial section considerably. And we've also gotten all of our various specialized goods being produced, I think, at a surplus, except for oil. Oh no, we are losing some. We need some more grain, but we will deal with that shortly. But excuse me, before I close that, regardless, as you can see, we are in a surplus for all of these goods, and it is turning out very well for us. So as you can see, we've upgraded with a couple farms here. This one makes vegetables and the other makes cotton, and this is all part of our secondary Uptown expansion. And then over here we have this is an ore mine next to our stone mine, and then over here we have another coal mine. And all of these together, like I said, bring us into a surplus of all of our specialized resources, which is, like I said, an insanely good thing. So let me show you right here, before I talk about what our next big expansion here is. Let me show you our budget. You may have seen it as I was flicking through. Right now we are making a whopping $3,260,000. I'm just going to call them dollars right now on taxes, plus a little bit of service fees, plus a little bit in service trade. These are our residential subsidies, and in service upkeeps we are spending $2.5 million. So in our taxes we have about $750,000 surplus just in our taxes, and most of our surpluses is from garbage fees. I wonder if I can cut the garbage fees actually. Before I do that, I want to just see if there's any way I can turn off the fees for schools or anything. No. As you can see, things are going very well for Comrade Grad, and I don't know if I've just discovered, is this the meta, honestly, quote unquote, for this game, because I have played a couple runs of this game and I thought that this setup was going to be a huge challenge. Instead, it's laughably easy. In fact, things are so easy that I'm making so much money that I don't know what to do with. Right now, usually when someone comes to us and you say, Comrade, what should we do with all these profits? You say something like, ha, 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 profits, you're a funny guy. You go to Gulag now. But in this case, we really do have lots of profits, so much more that we don't know what to do with them. In fact, I guess I may as well put the budget up to 150 for everything. Right now, we already have 150 for electricity, water, healthcare, garbage, education, fire and rescue, up to 150, police, 150, public transport, 150. Hey, I shouldn't be making any fees off that. I wonder if that's for the taxis. Parks, 150. Communications, 150. Landscaping, I can't. So we'll see if that really nosedives our economy. I don't think so, because, well, if anything's going to nosedive it, it's this little expansion, the next expansion, which I'm planning. Because I'm going to make a new district here. I haven't unpaused the game yet since I placed these, but we have a new, I guess, university district that's going down here. I have both a, whoopsie, I don't need this tool anymore. I got both a university and a college placed and ready to go. I'm just going to kind of design in this little area here, like a big educational sort of park and area, and maybe put a couple fancy high rises and stuff like this around here. My goal is to essentially make this a small college town attached to Comrade Grad. And then for my last big expansions here, As you can see, I have upgraded the highway, which goes north-south. So I put this little interchange here to make it much easier for people to go in and out of Comrade Grad. And then, like I said, I just built a straight shot up and down and bought all the tiles leading out. All right, so before we see if that craters our economy, I'm going to spend a little bit of time here designing a kind of nice university town. Like I said, I just plopped these down just for placeholders right now. Okay, so what my hope is to eventually have kind of like I can expand this university town with other different types of schools and whatnot as time goes on. And you know what? I won't put the police station in there, but it will be close by. Okay, I think that will be enough for our wonderful little village here. I'm not going to go like crazy with my terraforming. The main thing is to have a good bus route. Create that preemptively. Okay. Yes. So yeah, one thing I've really liked, especially with this setup, is one of the things that has gone away, and this could also be because I've done a good job in layering my commercial zones within my residential zones, is that there's none of those, or very few of those flashing not enough customers. The only one I can see is this special building I've built, which is like a fine high-class dining center here. It's a specialized building, and I guess they don't have enough customers, so sad day for them. But the one thing I can't fathom is this one here, high rent. You guys are literally living in a city where your rent is subsidized by the city. The city is giving you money to live here, and you still can't pay your rent. At that point, I'm sorry, guys. I just can't help you. I don't know what to do for you anymore. Okay, so since we've upped our service budget and built those universities, we are still making $1 million. Surplus of $1 million. So I don't know what to do to get rid of this money. I'm just going to keep trying to get rid of it. Okay, but that reminds me of what I really am, which is an oil man. I'm going to buy up this oil patch right over here. Beautiful. It just happens to be a wonderfully located oil patch right next to our industrial district. Well, we are slowly starting to eat into some of our money. Seed protection. We are, wow, we are burning through minerals. I'm shocked by that. The nice thing about this setup, at least, is I feel like I can really expand at my own pace. This like just massive industrial section is getting out of control. I was like panning around the city. Yeah, I was panning around the city, and I was like, oh man, look at these beautiful houses, these beautiful row houses, right on the coast of the city. So much stuff going on right in the heart of it. That I pan over, and this is their view of the industrial bank right across. So maybe it's not the best for them, but that being said, I'm sure that they get, it's not that bad. I'm sure that they have little complaints. So the people's education sector is really shaping up here. As you can see, I started to fill it out with your classic single-family homes, and they are buying up, or whatever they're doing, renting up the space, hoovering up the space quite quickly, as you can see, and people have moved in here happily, and hopefully start to get a lot more people going to university now. We got some pretty gnarly looking houses here right next to the hospital. I'm not quite sure how this happened, but it looks hilarious. This dog. I guess you guys got mountain goats instead of dogs here. Oh, Max, it's my puppy's name. Wow, amazing. Now, as you can see, we are now starting. Oh, okay, never mind. We're making lots of money. It was negative for a second, And then I built a new ore mine over out here, and then a new grain farm over out here because we needed both of them, and that has really turned things around. And we are closing in on our vaunted level 10. Right now, I'm just looking around. I'm not in a huge rush to bring in anybody new. You know what? I guess we can fill out some of these areas over here. And I think that will fill out. Wonder if we're going to get... No, we're not going to get it. Oh, well. Well, as I said, I think that really proves my point here. And I think we've proven my point so completely and so thoroughly that I can wrap it up satisfactorily. We got us, we're ballooning now, almost at 26,000 people. And things are just going very, very well for this little city. Again, I cannot believe how well this setup has worked out for us. We are hovering again around $1 million in terms of taxes coming in. Wow, we're subsidizing our residential sector by another $1 million, but all of our taxes are coming from our industrial sector pretty much. Again, some from our commercial and then a little bit from the office section as well. And every single service we can is jumped up to the maximum. And people are happy. Oh, okay, we're big enough that we finally need a postal service. I think that'll be the last thing we christen this playthrough with. The Comradeville post office. You know what? Put it right next to the hospital. And with that, I think that's a perfect place to end our video. We can maybe take a few nice snapshots here of Comrade in its wintry glory. But that being said, I think, again, that this has been wildly... Oh, man. Those houses in between the hospital cracked me up. Regardless, though, I think this has been an absolutely wild success. Way even more successful than I could have dreamed. And honestly, this might just be the way to play the game, which is very low residential taxes and very high business taxes. Although it could just be the fact that when you have all the resources that you need, or at least when you have enough, you have a pretty sizable surplus, it works out that you don't really need to worry too much about your taxes. Regardless, though, right now our people are deliriously happy. They couldn't really ask for anything more now that we got the postal service set up. I don't know why it took them so long to complain about the lack of postal service, but hey, well, at least once they started complaining, we resolved it. So not only are we making so much money that we can afford to have 150% budget in all our services, our people are so deliriously happy that they have absolutely nothing that they can complain about. So with that, I think again we're gonna wrap it up right here. If you guys want, I guess I can continue building on this city. I mean, again, I feel like, well, what can I do? I've got so much money that I do kind of feel like once you get a really profitable city, some of the challenge of the game is gone. But maybe this game isn't so much about the challenge, but what you can create. But yeah, if you guys really want to, I'm more than happy to continue this city. What I would do here is I would probably start building on maybe a subway or tram system in which I can get, actually, you know what I would do? Yeah, for sure. I would build some sort of like rail tram right down the center, this big road down the center or something like that. Help people get around. And then just keep expanding with new and better services and yeah, build it up and up and up. So with that, I hope you found this video both entertaining and informative. This has been the Comrade signing off for now, and until next time, you guys take care.